Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Roshni, and today I am here to present about as a language officer in our community. I would like to present a speech about the common problems or weakness that Malaysians face in English pronunciation. Many countries use the English language as a second language or perhaps its official language. When we talk about English language, the most acknowledged kind is called Standard English. In Malaysia, English is widely used as it is our country's second language. However, the type of English that is more commonly used here is known as a Malaysian English. Malaysian English is quite different from Singapore English, and many view it as more inferior. Its popular use among the locals, however, has caused concern about the declining standards of English. This study looks into perception and attitudes of Malaysian people towards Singapore English versus Malaysian English. The study discovers that generally Malaysians English think that Malaysian English is not threat to. Many are more comfortable using Malaysian English to compare to British English, African English, and Singapore English. However, the most switch to Singapore English or other English in formal situations. English is alive, healthy, and morphing in many ways, and what well called Standard English is a moving target. Language change carries with it some discomfort, even where English is spoken as a first language, whereas in grammar and usage find much to often them. Ladies and gentlemen, many then to take the praise attitude when they perceive language errors. They are usually not pleased to notice ways in which the English of their younger employees and new hires differs for their own. If variation occurs in workplace, even more variation occurs where English is used as a second language or common language, but English serves many purposes now for unprecedented numbers of different owners of it. Like any other language, English is used for art, for play, for venting of emotions, or philosophical abstraction, and so on. To be sure, programmatic purposes of English in international business do not typically call for the same word as grammar as some of the other activities. Then, intellectually, many people here in Malaysia are fluent in two different forms of English. Malaysian Standard English means close to the English spoken by native speakers worldwide, and Malaysian Colloquial English or Manglish, not understood by foreigners, and are able to switch between them depending on the social situation. In fact, Manglish is widespread throughout all social classes in Malaysia, including bank managers, teachers, doctors. Even though Malaysian English is no longer the official language in independent Malaysia, it is still used widely among Malaysians and recognized as business language in Malaysia. Almost 80% of business premises are urban places in Malaysia use English, both Malaysian English and Manglish, as a medium English. Malaysian English is gradually forming its own vocabulary. These words come from a variety of influence. Typically, for words or phrases that are based on other English words, the Malaysian English speaker may be unaware that the word or the phrase is not present in British or American English. For example, handphone, often abbreviated to HP, but handphone is said by Malaysians, but compared to British and American English, the real word is mobile phone or cell phone. Malaysian Chinese and Malaysian Indian, despite being Chinese Malaysian, are using those kinds of English words more. After that, moreover, more examples like can. Can means Malaysian's word. Compared to British and American, yes or alright. After that, photostat. Photostat is photocopy that's said by Malaysian, but the British or American is spelled photocopy or Xerox. There are 100 or 1000 or etc. words like this. Malaysian change the British and American English. The desire and need to be more proficient in the English languages does not lessen the need to maintain and promote the use of national language. It is not a question of choosing an over than other. It is the need of promoting proficiency in both languages that is the issue before us now. Students and children over here, for those of us born before the Second World War who had their early primary education either in Malay or English or Chinese or Tamil medium, if we are fortunate enough to continue our education at the secondary level, we would have to done it in the medium of language, because in the pre-war years or in the immediate post-war years secondary education was available only in English medium. Automatic promotion for primary to secondary schools was not heard of then. In order to proceed to secondary school, one had to pass the secondary entrance examination. This is the secondary entrance examination was the first level filter in the school system those days. Those from the Malay medium primary school who did not qualify to go to secondary school would terminate their education at the end of the grade or standard 6 of primary school. Some were selected to continue another year at grade 7, after which they would sit for another examination which would qualify them to be primary school teachers in Malay medium schools for some other clerical or such jobs that did not require proficiency in English. This all cause of people's pronunciations. How important pronunciation is. Nevertheless, sometimes it has been obvious that a teacher has been paid little attention to students' pronunciation in the process second language learning and teaching. However, in the direct approach, pronunciation is considered important. In addition, Jack and William 2002 reported that pronunciation is no longer considered as indispensable aspect in foreign language teaching. According to the BIP, most current textbooks in English as a second language either ignore the teaching of pronunciation or really primarily on old standpoints to teach non-native learners to pronounce English accurately. Communication is an important need of in daily life, and it should be the primary purpose of the language learning and teaching. Therefore, teaching English, speaking to non-native students of English how to speak English accurately and fluently with native speakers of English is one of the general objectives of the foreign language teaching. Most of Malaysians adult students work and study hard to become very fluent in English. However, there are many different materials of spoken English, and non-native students may have achieved fluency such as knowing correct grammar and knowing large numbers of vocabulary, especially when they have been taught by non-native speakers, but they have non-standard accent which make the use of English difficult for native speakers of English understand. Furthermore, deep talks in English are difficult to learn, and definitely tribal markers in English. They are also very easy for native speakers of English to identify, but not easy for non-native speakers of English. So, speech sounds which involve a slide from an vowel to another is the biggest problem which faced by Malaysian adult students when they speak English. For example, the OU sound is in the word out. Is blend of a and o. Several of these boxes are quite susceptible. For instance, the long ee sound in the words feel and fear is a blend of ee and a as. Yes. After that, currently before 2 years, from my own experience as a student, I had a car accident in a university road because the weather was slippery and snowing, which caused the brake of my car was out of the control. After that, the police came to me and asked me some questions about the accident. I said to him, I feel slippery. The problem here, the police wrote in the report, driver fell asleep. But he did not write what I said, I feel slippery. I think that was a misunderstanding between the police and me because of my language. He misunderstood me because of high linguistic constraints, particularly his heavily accent English. Other problems which faced by Malaysian oral students is dropping medical stop consonants. Some of them tend drop stone consonants such as sounds P and K from the middle of the polysyllabic word. For example, Chinese students tend to drop off difficult in C. From the word success, they say success or success. Also, some native speakers of English pronounce the word accessory as assess, or the EE is missing on there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think today my time is going to end. So everyone have to identify our own weakness in our English language, and we should start to do corrections by ourselves, or we can search further some English profession peoples to correct it, and we should take concern on it. Thank you very much.